Here we have verse 54 of the 8th chapter, the Gospel of John. The religious leaders have been responding and reacting to Jesus' statement to the effect that if a person puts their faith in Christ, if they are his true disciple, if they remain in his word, that they will never behold death. And of course, these incredulous religious leaders seize on the idea that Jesus might be saying that a person would never die in the sense of never experience any kind of physical death, which manifestly is not the intended sense of this, but they are so blind as to not see past the superficial and really facial sense of what Jesus is saying. So they've put that accusation to him. They claim that they have God on their side. They claim that they are the ones who are aligned with God and his purposes. And that brings the reaction that we have here, apokrithe, once again, apokrinomai, deponent verb, I answer. This is the third person singular, aorist active indicative. Jesus is the subject of the verb, so Jesus answered. Ian, the word that means if, takes with the subjunctive as we have it here. The presence of ego makes this emphatic, if I, with emphasis on it, doxasso. This is from doxazo, it means I glorify. This is the first person singular aorist active subjunctive, so it goes along with the ean here. So if I glorify ematon, this is the reflexive pronoun. In this case, it means myself. It's the accusative singular masculine. If I glorify myself, hey, the feminine singular nominative article, the doxa, feminine noun, doxa, the glory, mu, the enclitic pronoun, genitive singular. The glory of me, uden, means nothing or no one. In this case, it's neuter, so it means nothing. The glory of me, nothing, esten, third person singular, present active indicative of a me. So the glory of me is nothing. If I glorify myself, if that's what's going on here, then the glory that I'm attributing to myself amounts to nothing. Then the same word esten once again, but now leading the phrase, gains emphasis. It is, he says, ho pater, the Father mu of me. So it is the Father of me, ho, the article here being used with the participle of the same verb that we saw here, but now it is the present active participle, masculine, singular nominative. It is the Father who glorifies me, or is glorifying me, the accusative of the first person pronoun. Hon, relative pronoun, accusative case. Humes, the presence of humes here stands in sort of a contrast to the ego above, so it also has emphasis. Whom you, legata, this is second person plural, present active indicative of lego, you say. So of whom you say, hoti, that. Theos, nominative, the word God. Theos, hemon, God of us. Some of the earlier translations of this had God of you, because in some ways it might have seemed to make more sense, but actually Jesus is in effect quoting them. You say that he is our God, is the idea of it. And then esten once again, that the God of you he is, or the God of us he is. So Jesus says that even though if he glorifies himself, his glory doesn't amount to anything. But if it's the Father that glorifies him, then, of course, their argument is lost. And Jesus, in fact, asserts here that's exactly what's going on, even though they claim that this God who is glorifying Christ is actually their God.